Hello and welcome. You're watching News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna. On the show, we are going to ask an elementary question. Is opposition unity in this country still a mirage? The battle lines between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party seem to have been clearly drawn. Reports say in a series of meetings with the central leadership, the Delhi and Punjab units of the Congress have made an unequivocal recommendation. Do not support the Aam Aadmi Party on the issue of the centre's ordinance with regard to control of services in Delhi. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge had convened these meetings where former party president Rahul Gandhi was also present. Reports say most of the Congress leaders told the central leadership to have no truck with Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal. They even labelled him a B team of the BJP. To buttress their argument, they cited the examples of Delhi and Punjab, the two states where the Aam Aadmi Party has not only made massive inroads over the years at the expense of the Congress, but also ousted the grand old party from power. Remember, these meetings come in the backdrop of Arvind Kejriwal requesting a meeting with Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi to seek their support against the controversial ordinance brought in by the centre, which effectively nullified a Supreme Court order that had given the Delhi government the power to transfer bureaucrats in the city. Mallikarjun Kharge reportedly told Arvind Kejriwal that he would take a decision on the matter only after consulting state party leaders. Therefore, the question that arises is simply this: does opposition unity in India continue to be a mirage with the next general election barely a year away? Is it therefore advantage BJP?
I think whoever is strong in some places, in every region, they should fight together. Means, in suppose Bengal, I think we should fight Bengal. Suppose Delhi, up should fight Delhi. Bihar, they are together, so they, Nitishji, Tejaswi, and Congress also some parties there, so they will decide. I cannot decide their formula. So like this, Chennai, they have the friendship, so they can fight together. So Jharkhand also, now other state also. So it is their choice. But I think that wherever the regional party is very strong, suppose you see the Bihar, the Odisha, the Bengal, the Chennai, the Jharkhand, the AP, Andhra Pradesh, the Telangana, like so many states, Punjab. So the strong party must be given priority. And wherever is the Congress strong, in their respective 200 seat or something, what we have already calculated, let them fight, we will give support, no, nothing is wrong. But they have to see that they have to support the other political party also. I am giving you the support in Karnataka, but you are fighting against me every day. It should not be the policy.
All right. So what is going to happen in the days and weeks ahead? Let's put some of these questions to our panelists. Joining me on the show today, Shyam Prasad Meka, political analyst and a supporter of the Congress Party. Ravi Srivastav, political analyst who is a supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party. We're also hoping to be joined in a moment by Professor Monojit Mandal, political analyst and a supporter of the Trinamool Congress, and Suresh Kochatil, political analyst and a supporter of the BJP. All right, Shyam Prasad Meka, let me start with you. What is going on between the Aam Aadmi Party and the party that you support, Congress? Today, Mallikarjun Kharge, met Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi. In fact, both have met with the Congress's state unit leaders from Punjab and Delhi. And it seems the decision that has been made is the Congress should have no truck with the Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal has been labelled as B team of the BJP. Now, the question here is with regard to the centre's controversial ordinance, which is about control of services in Delhi. That is an issue over which most opposition parties have actually united. against the BJP-led central government and come out in support of the Aam Aadmi Party. Even somebody like K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Telangana Chief Minister, who usually is seen as a fence-sitter, has come out and said, we will support the Aam Aadmi Party against this central ordinance. Why then has the Congress Party decided not to support the AAP on the issue of this ordinance? Because at the end of the day, isn't this about the federal polity of the country that the Congress Party talks so much about?
Neha, I think the Congress Party is against the dictatorial tendencies of the Modi government. That doesn't mean politically we are supporting any party or anything. On issues, we oppose on the issues. We have issues with the Modi government and its way of functioning. That is what Congress Party is going to do. Whereas the political choices of aligning with somebody, that's entirely different ball game. And actually, this bogey that we have been hearing time and again, the opposition unity, why do we need it in the first place?
I am very glad as a Congress supporter you've been candid enough to say this is a bogey, because it's not me who's trying to bring the opposition together. It is the opposition that keeps talking about opposition unity. Now as a Congress supporter you are saying there is no need for opposition unity. I'm glad you're being candid.
No, I'm asking a question just to provoke a thought. So why do we actually need opposition unity?
Because because you're facing a very, very formidable political opponent in the BJP, in Prime Minister Modi, in Home Minister Amit Shah. Need I remind you of the two historic mandates they have won in 2014 and 2019, reducing the grand old party to its worst Lok Sabha figures ever. Need I say more?
Yeah, with all humility, I accept all those achievements of BJP. But what I'm saying is, why do we need opposition unity? That's the question. Now, we continue to do our politics and tell people that the BJP's policies and this vision of BJP is wrong. And we will do our politics, every party will do their politics. See, the moment you start talking about opposition unity, that is actually BJP would like it. That is right, playing right into the hands of Modi, Amit Shah. There is nothing called opposition unity. Opposition unity is only for floor coordination in the House and on the issues, and on the larger issues, on the policy matters. But every party will do their politics. Everybody will fight BJP. Somebody might fight Congress as well. Yeah, that is welcome. Congress will fight everybody. That's how politics works.
Okay, so I have another question for you. You are saying there is the need for opposition unity. Every political party must do its own politics.
I'm not saying.
You are saying that. But I have a follow-up question for you. Number one, if there is no need for opposition unity, why did we have the kind of swearing-in ceremony that we saw in Bengaluru recently, with the Congress Party inviting, with the exception of Aam Aadmi Party, practically every opposition party in the country to that swearing-in ceremony? Are you seriously telling me that this was not meant to be a show of strength of the opposition soon after the Congress's Karnataka win? That's point number one. Point number two, you say, we will decide on support to other parties on the basis of a certain issue. I asked you a pointed question about the centre's ordinance. I said that the centre's ordinance has been so controversial that even leaders like KCR, who generally sit on the fence, have chosen to come out in support of the Aam Aadmi Party, because they're all saying this is the centre's assault on India's federal democracy. Therefore, I'm going to ask you again, since you are somebody who supports the Congress Party, why would the Congress Party not extend support to the Aam Aadmi Party on the issue of this ordinance?
Okay. To your first question of who we called, it's not about opposition unity or anything. In the Karnataka, the invites, who came? Sharad Pawarji, who is our ally in Maharashtra. Uddhav Thackeray, who is our ally in Maharashtra.
Mamta is not your ally. She was invited. She sent a representative. Akhilesh Yadav is not your ally, but he was invited.
Yeah. They are invited, and look at 90% of them, they were already our allies. And we extended the invite to some people who were on the large scheme of things are opposing Modi's regime. That's about it. It's not an occasion by extending an invitation, stitching together an opposition coalition. That's not the idea. Okay, coming to your second point. Yeah, the ordinance or that way of arrogant way of functioning of BJP's government, we are against. But that doesn't mean we are going to join hands with AAP or any party. We on the issues we oppose, on the issues we fight, we work together.
What about the issue of the ordinance then?
The ordinance speaks about the arrogance of the Modi regime and their attitude of I don't care what it is, we are going to do what we think is required.
Okay, but you are not saying so publicly, and you are not saying that we are with the Aam Aadmi Party on this issue, as many other opposition parties have done. Now, let me get a word in from the others, and I'll come back to you, Mr. Meka. Ravi Srivastav, the Congress party seems to be saying, we will have no truck with Arvind Kejriwal. Let him fight his own battle with the centre on the issue of the ordinance. He is a B team of the BJP. You know, Mr. Kejriwal had even requested a meeting with Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi. That meeting never happened. Mr. Kharge said to Mr. Kejriwal, I will consult my state party leaders and come back to you. And now we are told the state party leaders from Delhi and Punjab have told their Congress Central Party leadership, do not touch Arvind Kejriwal with a barge pole. What does this say about opposition unity, and what would you like to say to the Congress party today, which often accuses the BJP of attacking federal democracy, but is refusing to support the Aam Aadmi Party today on the issue of the ordinance?
Neha, I think that's the double speak. Now, let me come to the issue. You said opposition unity. Now, opposition unity is not a kind of a drawing room or a museum where all the 41 parties stand in the morning and raise their hands together and say we are united. I think you are mixing two issues. One is the electoral politics, the other is the issue-based support. Now there is an issue. You rightly said it. Modi is a formidable opponent, etc., etc. Yes, we know 35% votes are there, which will not go anywhere for BJP, will always be polled for Mr. Modi. No doubt, we know it. Another thing is that you must see that it's an issue-based thing. An ordinance is draconian. And it is not that Kejriwal is suffering today. This can happen to any opposition party tomorrow. Any statement, any order by the Honorable Supreme Court can be denied by the government by putting up an ordinance. So it's not that Kejriwal alone is in danger zone. It is everybody is in danger zone. It can happen to Mamata Banerjee, it can happen to KCR, it can happen to Stalin, it can happen to Pinarayi Vijayan, it can happen to anybody. That's what Kejriwal is saying. He is seeking support from people. Now let me come to one more thing. I think this is the 6th or 7th debate which I am attending on opposition unity. We never talk about the unity within the BJP. We never utter a word about it. See, they have got...
I'll tell you why, sir. Because they are the party in power. You are the opposition.
No, allow me.
That's why.
Please.
Yeah.
Allow me. Satyapal Malik exposed in length about the BJP, what is happening there, how Pulwama was a surgical strike and this and that. Nand Kumar Sai, their Jharkhand Pradesh Adhyaksh, left the party and joined the Congress. You have got a half of the BJP team in Karnataka, including their deputy chief minister, left the party and joined the Congress. So when we talk about opposition unity, you should highlight what is the unity in the BJP alone. Where was the YSRCP? Where was the TDP? They were all allies. Akali Dal was an ally. They all ran away. So where is the unity within the government ranks? Yes, I agree. For Amit Shah and Modi, they are invincible. They cannot be defeated, etc., etc. But issue here is that it is not that every day the unity will be shown by raising the hand. Unity is there, which will emerge at the right time. You use the word, I said the electoral politics is altogether different ball game. It will happen how they will conduct at the time of election, how they will mobilize the 65% vote which are against BJP in their favor. That is to be seen. I think this is where the opposition unity will be really visible. And they have done it. I hope you recall a letter to the president, 20 parties, they stood there all together outside the parliament, and not for a day, they didn't allow the parliament to run. They remained there for days together. So unity is there whenever the issue will come. Now, as far as the current issue of Delhi Ordinance is concerned, let me tell you, last word is yet to be spoken about it. Arvind Kejriwal had sought the time. He has not got it yet. Kharge ji is doing his meetings. They are talking to Delhi, Punjab have said.
But I have told you, sir. I have told you what their state leaders have reportedly told Mr. Kharge and Rahul Gandhi have nothing to do with Kejriwal. No support for him on the issue of ordinance.
You wait for the right time when a formal statement from the Congress comes out. Because Congress, the party, the 135-year-old party, the grand old party, cannot see the government doing a draconian act by putting up an ordinance. What my friend just now said it, he knows it, that the government, the Congress cannot oversee this kind of an act by the government. They will have to oppose it, whether they stand with the Aam Aadmi Party or they oppose it differently. This is their choice. But they will have to do it.
This is interesting. So you, even though you at the start accused the Congress of doublespeak, which you are saying ultimately they will have to oppose the BJP on the issue of ordinance, whether or not there is a larger understanding with the Aam Aadmi Party. You know, it's interesting you said, sir, that yes, Modi and the BJP are invincible. I don't think that will be music to the ears of the opposition. It's as if you know, you've given away the 2024 election to the BJP already. And in our defense, since you say that the media keeps asking these questions about opposition unity, why are no such questions asked of the BJP? I'll make two quick points as a journalist. Number one, the reason that happens is very elementary, sir. They are the party in power at the center for the last 9 years, while you all are in the opposition. And number two, I assure you, when the Karnataka elections were held, we did show after show after show right here on this channel, talking about the defections that were taking place within the BJP ranks, talking about the likes of Jagdish Shettar and Lakshman Savadi and the rest of them leaving the BJP, switching you know, parties and joining hands with the Congress, and in the end hurting the BJP in Karnataka. So I assure you, every time something like this does come up, we do our best, sir, to talk about it, because our job is to present all the facts before our viewers. Yes, sir, very quickly.
Allow my reply. Very quick reply, yes.
Yes.
First of all, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You do it, wonderful. You keep doing it, because you are the one odd media out of the run-of-the-mill, you know, the kind of questions being asked from media. Now, one thing let me tell you, that media must ask the questions from the ruling dispensation. It is they who are responsible. It is they who are governing the nation. It is they who are killing, you know, the wrestlers on the road, pulling them, and that Bharat Bhushan, Bridget Bhushan Saran is roaming scot-free. It is you people have to ask the question to the ruling dispensation.
I agree with you, sir. And I assure you, we are doing that. I agree with you, sir, 100%. Thank you for your kind words. And I assure you that we are doing that day after day. Exactly 2 hours ago, I did a show on Bridget Bhushan Singh, sir, and on the treatment meted out to our wrestlers. But before I continue this conversation, let's listen in to what Rahul Gandhi has said on this entire issue.
अभी हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ, लंबा चौड़ा डिस्कशन हुआ, और हमारी इंटरनल असेसमेंट है कि 136 मिली कर्नाटक में. हमारा इंटरनल असेसमेंट है कि हमें एमपी में 150 मिलने जा रही है. तो कर्नाटक में जो किया उसको हम रिपीट करने जा रहे हैं. थैंक यू.
सीएम का चेहरा क्या कमलनाथ होंगे मध्य प्रदेश में?
भैया 150 सीटें आने वाली है. थैंक यू.
Okay, interesting. Rahul Gandhi not really talking about all these issues of, the Aam Aadmi Party and the ordinance, but expressing the confidence that after registering the thumping win in Karnataka, the Congress Party will pick up 150 seats in Madhya Pradesh. That goes to polls along with other states in December this year. He was, of course, flanked by former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister and, the Congress Party's tallest leader in the state, Kamal Nath. Okay, let's continue this conversation with our other panelists. We also have with us Professor Monojit Mandal and Suresh Kochatil. Professor Monojit Mandal, let me come to you. Some say, why do we in the media keep asking questions about opposition unity? Shyam Prasad Meka has a very interesting and different take altogether. He says, why do you need opposition unity? This is nothing but a bogey. The reason we in the media talk about it is because it is the opposition that, would like us to believe that we are united against the BJP, we are united against Modi and Amit Shah, the meetings that constantly happen, Arvind Kejriwal meeting Mamta Banerjee meeting Akhilesh, KCR meeting so-and-so. This goes on and this is an election year. So, let me ask you this question. Where does India's opposition really stand? With the next general election less than a year away, and the BJP under Prime Minister Narendra Modi still being in pole position, because there seem to be too many fissures, sir, within the opposition. What is your take?
Yeah, as I understand, there are several parts to this issue of opposition unity and what kind of unity it appears to be. Now, the glue for me is not Mr. Modi or BJP. The glue for me would be the idea of India, which is under tremendous threat for the last 8-9 years. And you saw that kind of a spectacle in Modi's parliament, and I would prefer to call it Modi's parliament building. It is not even a parliament house. It's a building, built on blood and toil of many people, especially people who are dying during the COVID pandemic. It's a luxurious, lavish building for Mr. Modi. It has not become a house. It has not become a home for the people of India. And on top of that, you saw the kind of religious festivals which was taking place, flying all those quote unquote sadhus and gurus through executive classes. This has never happened in the history of Indian democracy. So this is the idea of India that we were not accustomed with. And the opposition at large, even the party that I represent at times, they'll all have to understand that this India, the secular democratic idea of India, is in tremendous threat. And let me tell you, if this particular political party, BJP, if they come to power by any chance during 2024, which is not going to happen unless there is some kind of miracle, they are going to change the constitution of India without any shade of doubt. What we have seen yesterday, after that kind of spectacle, it can be clearly anticipated that they are going to destroy the written constitution of this country in 2024. And the opposition has to understand that. My friend from Congress has to understand that. And Aam Aadmi Party has to understand that. RJD, DMK, Shiv Sena, NCP, all the 19-20 parties, they will have to understand that the glue has to be the idea of India, which is in terrible danger. Now come to the issue of the practicability of. You are saying BJP is invincible. You are saying
not
BJP
me, not me. Ravi, not me. That was Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava said the BJP does seem invincible. I was quoting him.
Yes, you mean I'm not saying that it's you, but definitely a majority of the media, certainly not you. I have been doing shows with you, very sensible journalist, and work in a very sensible channel. But go to the left side of India map right now after the Karnataka election. You have 9 states starting from Bengal down to Kerala. and exactly 244 parliamentary constituencies in those 9 states. After 2019 parliamentary election and the assembly elections, including the last one in Karnataka, if you extrapolate the parliamentary constituencies, BJP is not even getting 20 to 30 seats out of those 244 parliamentary seats.
Okay.
I mean, that is the practicalism I'm talking about. So if these 244 parliamentary seats, which is a very key for me, because BJP is now almost vanishing from these southern states, starting from Bengal down to Kerala. If whoever is in power or whoever is strong in these 9 states, starting from TMC in Bengal down to the left Congress in Kerala, whoever are in power, they should fight it out. There can be friendly fight like this happening between Congress and left in Kerala, like is happening in Bengal, TMC and Congress. The Congress incidentally has again come down to zero.
You know, I understand the point that you're making, because Mamata Banerjee has said this.
Zero.
Yes,
so
sorry to interrupt you. I take your point. You know, Mamata Banerjee did say, after the Congress's win in Karnataka, I will support you on your turf, you support me on mine. But the question still remains, will that happen? Because, you know, we've seen traditionally the Congress has always insisted on being the fulcrum of any anti-BJP coalition, and that becomes a sticking point. You know, Mamata Banerjee was invited to the swearing-in ceremony in Bengaluru. A lot of people talked about how she did not attend it herself, but sent a representative instead. And while, sir, you are well within your rights to criticize the BJP, but
I'll answer.
I'm going to ask you this question nonetheless, that, you know, when, correct me if I'm wrong, Mamata Banerjee is supporting Aam Aadmi Party on the issue of the controversial ordinance brought in by the centre. But if the Congress party that has been in power for the longest time in this country and is still seen as the principal opposition party, today decides to distance itself from the Aam Aadmi Party, even on the issue of the ordinance, tell me, sir, will that not weaken opposition unity?
Congress party has to decide. Look, when it came to Rahul Gandhi's dismissal from parliament, all the opposition parties, including AAP, supported that cause. And you had this statement. And when Rahul Gandhi was wrongfully, rightly dismissed from the parliament, we all supported, including the Aam Aadmi Party. So Congress has to decide what they're going to do on a kind of principle stand against BJP. Nonetheless, I tell you, how do we explain Congress and left fighting in Kerala? They are joining hands in Bengal and Tripura. So their contradictions are there also. You cannot deny that. These kind of diversions, these kind of diversities will be there, and that is the beauty of democracy that we have. We can have fight in Bengal because Bengal, I think, the strongest party to oppose BJP is proven beyond reasonable doubt after 2021 is Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee and Trinamool. None else. So in Bengal, Mamata will certainly fight. That's the fact. I mean, why you may laugh, but that's the fact.
No. I'm not questioning that. I'm saying the problem arises when you need opposition, when you need unity at a national level, and all these parties say, but our leader should be at the center of that anti-BJP coalition. You know, the Congress wants Rahul Gandhi, TMC wants Mamata Banerjee. That is where the problem lies. That's all I'm saying.
Get down to the statistics. How many seats Congress is going to fight the BJP directly? Less than 200, barely 180. So I mean, even if you have strike rate of 70%, you are not going to form the government, right?
I don't disagree with you. All I'm saying is, sir, it is the competing interests. I agree with you. I agree with you there. The Congress party is no longer in the position that it used to be in. It's been reduced to its lowest figures in the Lok Sabha in the last 9 years. We've all seen that. The trouble, however, is the competing interests within the opposition. Let me now get a word in from Suresh Kochetil, who has been very patiently listening to all of you, and I must say with a smile on his face. Mr. Kochetil, your thoughts. You know, on the issue of this controversial ordinance, I'm not sure if the Congress party will come out in support of the Aam Aadmi Party, and that might be music to your ears, but you've seen the stand of all the other opposition parties, including somebody like KCR, who usually is seen as a fence sitter, who often, votes along with the government on several important bills in Parliament, even he's come out and said, this ordinance is absolutely dangerous. It is an assault on India's federal structure. We all need to come together and fight the BJP on this. Even, sir, as far as the inauguration of the new Parliament is concerned, 20 political parties unitedly boycotted it. Do you not believe that after the Congress's win in Karnataka, you are now going to witness more and more instances of the opposition coming together to unitedly take on the BJP? Do you see that happening?
No, it's very obvious it will not happen because it's a clash of egos. But before that, let me correct a few mistakes that were kind of propounded before this. Why is Kejriwal not challenging this ordinance in the Supreme Court? Because if you read the judgment, go to bar and bench or live law and read the judgment, it says very clearly, till the central government brings in a law, we are striking down this part of the law. Okay, that is why the government brought in an order. So the Supreme Court themselves suggested that there should be a law. That is why Kejriwal is not going to the Supreme Court, but going to KCR. Second point, you said KCR has come out in support for the Aam Aadmi Party. No.
On the issue of the ordinance, sir. On the issue of the ordinance.
No, yes. Before this also, KCR has come out in support of Aam Aadmi Party because Aam Aadmi Party and KCR have a tenuous relationship with the Delhi liquor scam. They have no choice to be together. They have to be together. Okay? I mean, I didn't say this. It is there in the court records. You can go see the charge sheet. You can go see the denial of bail applications and you can read all that. It will be too long a debate to speak here. Third thing, the TMC representative actually predicted that BJP is going to get a 2/3 majority in 2024 because he said that the BJP is going to change the constitution of India. So unless he's not aware that the constitution can be changed only by 2/3 majority, the BJP cannot do it. So he's agreeing that BJP is going to get a 2/3 majority. Okay. Next, I didn't know that Bengal was in south of India.
I think, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think just playing the devil's advocate, what he's saying is that what you can't, get straight away, you bring it in through the back door by way of an ordinance.
Ordinance cannot change the constitution. Let me clear that out. I think the law should be understood very clearly. There is a law, there is a constitution. If you have to change the constitution as Indira Gandhi did by inserting a preamble of socialist and secular in an illegal way, you put all the opposition leaders in jail and then you bring in an ordinance. That's what she did. And she got Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed to sign that ordinance in the bathroom, as we all know. But let us leave it at that. Fourth thing, I didn't know that Bengal was in south because just now TMC representative was saying that BJP is not has any strength in south. BJP never won a seat in Kerala till date, had only 2 seats in Tamil Nadu. They had no seats in Andhra Pradesh. They had only 4 seats in Telangana. And they had about 12 to 14 seats in Karnataka. What about? Huh?
They don't have 4 seats in Telangana. You are wrong.
They have 4 seats: Adilabad, Nizamabad, Karimnagar, and Sikandrabad.
Don't have a single parliamentary seats in Telangana. You are wrong.
They have 4 seats. Please, my God, go check it. Arvind Dharmapuri represents Lok Sabha from Nizamabad. Soyam Bapura represents Lok Sabha from Adilabad. Bandi Sanjay represents BJP MP from Karimnagar, and Kishan Reddy, the Minister of State, is an MP from Sikandrabad. So you don't even done your basic homework. Okay, please go do a Google. You'll get the answer right now.
They have got 2
anyway,
seats in Telangana.
Okay, let's not quibble about Telangana. Let's focus on the bigger picture, gentlemen. Let's focus on the bigger picture.
Google it in front of you. There are 4 seats in Telangana.
Okay, let's go beyond Telangana. Let's go beyond
Do your
Telangana.
basic stuff.
Let's go beyond Telangana.
I'm coming to that again. Okay. Now he said that, put all this together and BJP can never win. BJP didn't have these seats last time in South. They had only seats in Karnataka and they had 4 in Telangana. Okay. They had nothing in Tamil Nadu. They had nothing in Kerala. Yet they got across the 300 mark because the biggest prize of is UP. You're all missing the wood for the trees. Uttar Pradesh, the party that wins Uttar Pradesh wins the Lok Sabha election, and we have seen this repeatedly time and again. Okay.
The BJP even swept the local polls on the same day that it lost Karnataka.
That's it. I'm just trying to say that when you talk of UP, who's opposition there? Akhilesh Yadav doesn't want Congress. Mayawati doesn't want Congress. Congress can't even get 2 seats on its own in Uttar Pradesh. So what are you talking about? Mamata Banerjee can win only seats in her own state. She cannot win a single seat outside her own state. Aam Aadmi Party can win state only in Punjab and Delhi. We saw what happened in Gujarat. We saw what happened in Karnataka. They were wiped out. Okay, so let's clear this out. There are only two parties which can contest at a national level, and they are Congress and BJP. Congress in South, and again, my friend, TMC friend said that Congress is ruling Kerala. I just want to correct him. It is CPM-led LDA which is ruling Kerala, okay, not Congress. Last time, Congress got 19 seats. 19 Lok Sabha seats Congress got from Kerala, and CPM got 1. Okay, this time Congress will get not more than 6 seats, and this is what I mean. Since I'm from Kerala, I can tell you, even though I've settled in Hyderabad, this is exactly what is happening.
Okay,
So
but
let us
you will
correct this,
agree.
mathematics.
You will agree that you've been dealt a massive blow in Karnataka recently, and I think that is the reason why the opposition feels re-energized today. And when you say that Akhilesh and Mamta don't want to have anything to do with the Congress, it may have been the case till before the Karnataka election results came in.
No.
Since then, let me tell you, they've changed their tune a little bit. What both of them are saying
Akhilesh
is,
has not changed.
I'm only
Mayawati
quoting.
has not changed. Nobody.
No. I'm talking about Mamta. I'm talking about Mamta and Akhilesh.
I challenge you to
They
show
both
that
said,
Akhilesh has made a
sir.
statement supporting the Congress.
Let me tell you what
Akhilesh has
they've
made a
said, sir.
statement supporting the
I will
Congress.
give you the exact quote, sir. It's not me. I'm not making it up. I promise you. After the Karnataka election results, Mamta Banerjee said,
Akhilesh
let the Congress.
Akhilesh Yadav.
Sir,
I
first it
talking
was
of Akhilesh
Mamta.
Yadav in Uttar Pradesh.
It was. I know. I'm
Mamta
saying.
Banerjee.
It was first Mamta, then it was Akhilesh. They've both said the Congress should support us in our bastions and
Yes.
we will support the
Yes.
Congress in its bastion. That is what they have
In
said,
its
sir.
bastion,
Nothing
where?
more, nothing less.
Where?
But Monajit
Where?
Mandal,
Akhilesh
before
Yadav-
I go back,
Akhilesh
yes.
Yadav will go to Karnataka and get seats for Congress.
Okay, point taken, point
Maharashtra and
taken.
get seats for Congress.
There are too many competing interests within the
practically.
opposition.
Okay.
I take your point.
And I heard the BJP being criticized. I'm not a BJP party spokesperson, by the way. I may have a right-wing tendencies.
Yes.
But let me tell you this very clearly. Look what happened last time. In Rajasthan, the Congress swept the last assembly elections. But within a few months, when the Lok Sabha elections were
Absolutely
held,
agreed.
the BJP swept.
And that's
Okay,
the question I
same
want to
thing
put
happened-
to the others. I agree
Because
with
it's
you
very
100%.
clear. It's a presidential form of election right now. Let us agree.
And it
You may
suits
not
the
agree
BJP.
with the
I
concept.
agree with you. Monajit Mandal, I want you to respond to this. This was exactly my next question. It is one thing for a state party to win a West Bengal or a Karnataka or a Delhi. The Aam Aadmi Party sweeps Delhi, can't win a single Lok Sabha seat in the national capital. Last time, yes, Mr. Kochatil is absolutely right. The Congress party decisively won Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh in December of 2018. Less than 6 months later, they were trounced by the BJP in all of these states. So let's be clear, a state election is one thing and a national election is quite another. And do you want to quickly respond to what Mr. Kochatil said? He said, don't loosely make statements like the BJP will change the constitution. You can't change the constitution by bringing in an ordinance.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Very quickly.
They are already tampering with the constitutional convention, and you have seen that kind of spectacle yesterday. Did you invite religious leaders of all the religion? The answer is no.
There was
You
there was a multi-faith prayer, sir. There was a multi-faith prayer held in the new Parliament complex.
I did not see any priest. I did not see any Maulavi. I did not see any person representing.
They were there during the interfaith prayer, sir. I was here in the studio. I promise you, there was an interfaith prayer.
Could be. The fact remains that that's one part of the story. How you're using your government tools, ED, CBI, and IT, are the following rules and conventions. And let me give an example. Shubhendu Adhikari, the principal leader of BJP in Bengal, he is charged of the same crime, investigated by the same CBI, Narda case. Others, TMC leaders are arrested, TMC leaders are interrogated. Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari is not even interrogated. Is this convention? Is this constitutional propriety? Is this law for you? Hemanta Biswa Sharma, Sarda case. TMC leaders are arrested. Even Congress leaders, Chidambaram wife is interrogated. Hemanta Biswa Sharma is not even interrogated because he is in
What did the
BJP.
Supreme Court tell
Otherwise,
Abhishek?
When he was in Congress, he was
Abhijit,
interrogated.
what did he tell him?
And these investigations
I
are
think
happening
first
under the direction
go to
of
the
the
court.
Supreme Court of India.
Go to the court. If you have rights,
Arey,
go to the
arey,
Supreme
that's what I'm
Court
saying.
and fight.
You do not have the data. These are
If
court
TMC has the
monitored
guts, if TMC has the
investigation.
guts, let
This
them
is
go to the
court
Supreme Court and
ordered
fight.
investigation.
That's what they should do.
These are court
You go to the
monitored
court. What happened?
investigation.
Your chief
Okay.
minister's
These are
nephew went to the
court
court. What did the court tell him?
investigation.
Face the
These are
investigation. Simple.
the court has
If you
told
feel
them to,
Himanta
court has told them
Biswa,
to
if you feel
investigate into the
Sudhendu
matter.
Adhikari
Court
are all
has not
accused of
told them to
crimes, go to
arrest
the
a
court
particular political
and
party
present your
leader
case there.
and leave
Don't
out
come
the
to news channels
BJP.
and make allegations. Go there.
Arey, what is
Present
the
your
this is
case in the
fact.
court.
This is a
Do
fact.
that.
This is
Who's
not
stopping you? Did
allegation.
somebody stop
Why,
you?
Why
Did somebody stop you?
Okay, gentlemen, gentlemen, we've heard both of you. Let me now.
This law for you, that is what you are following. The same investigative agency under the direction of the Supreme Court is arresting TMC leader, interrogating him day after and
Okay,
day
okay,
in,
we've
day
heard
out.
you both,
And you are
gentlemen.
checking out
Let's
this
go beyond
investigative
versus
this
TMC and
man
BJP.
is-
Okay, let's go beyond TMC versus BJP. The TMC says that, the BJP is using central agencies as tools to target opposition parties. The BJP supporter on the panel says, why don't you go to the Supreme Court? Why come here on TV channels and make statements? Okay. At this point, I want to go back to Ravi Srivastava before I go back to Shyam Prasad Meka. Ravi Srivastava, the reason I want to, you to come in at this point is because Suresh Kochatil, who supports the BJP, says Arvind Kejriwal does not have the guts to go back to the Supreme Court on the issue of the ordinance that has been brought in by the centre, because even he knows that the Supreme Court in its ruling said that what the verdict that they gave would be in operation or would be valid until such time as there is a law introduced by the centre. So Mr. Kochatil says, and the ordinance we've brought in is just a precursor to the law. What's wrong with that? Even the Supreme Court told us there should be a law, and that's what we're doing.
What's the hurry? What's the need? The Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court said in all the paras that the elected government should have the power over the transfer of the executives there in the state. Just to circumvent that, you are bringing an ordinance. Where's the need for the ordinance? Wait for that. They filed a review petition also in the court. Why don't they wait for the fate of that particular review petition? This is just an insult of the Honorable Supreme Court, which gave a clear-cut directive. And you don't want to give to the power to the elected government.
No, sorry, I think Mr. Ravi Srivastava also should get some education. Mr. Ravi Srivastava,
Okay, let him finish his point. I promise I'll come back to you, Mr.
I'm not
Kochatil.
interrupting you. Go read the law. You're making a false allegation. Go read the law. What does the judgment of the Supreme Court say? Till the law, bring in the law, and then the judgment changes.
You are only trying to do a shortcut.
Okay, Mr. Kochatil, the problem with an ordinance is, sir, it is seen as a backdoor maneuver. It is seen as a backdoor maneuver. The accusation, Mr. Kochatil, is that you lost the case in the Supreme Court. Now you are bringing in the ordinance through the back door to override the Supreme Court ruling. That is the allegation.
Exactly. That is what is written there. Yes, in our para 95, they have said it, that if government wishes, it can bring a law later and they can negate it. But that does not, before that happens, why to bring an ordinance? Where is the need for that? Because they deliberately want to stop the work, the good work which Delhi government is doing. And the BJP government has lost 4 times from the electorate. 4 times. 3 times in assembly and 1 time in the MCD. So that deliberately they don't want to allow them to work. Because if they will work, they will do the wonders which they are doing. Their model is being followed by the Congress and other parties in several states. The Mohalla clinic, the electricity free, the water, the education, the health, all these things are followed by the party, which BJP is rattled. They call it freebie. Well, if the taxpayers' money is being utilized for a welfare scheme, how it becomes a freebie? You give a freebie to 80 crore people for the 5 kg ration. That's not a freebie. But what if Arvind Kejriwal gives subsidized electricity or water, that becomes a freebie. That is your own definitions, you make it.
Okay, since it's 3 versus 1 on the panel, it is only fair that I go back to Suresh Kochetil and get a response from him. Mr. Kochetil, of course, you know, on the larger issue of what the BJP describes as reverie culture introduced by the Aam Aadmi Party and now by the Congress in Karnataka, they say, when you do it, it is welfareism. When we do it, it is reverie culture or freebie culture. But going beyond that, the point that Ravi Srivastava is making is, when the BJP has or the centre has lost a case in the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has clearly ruled in favour of the Delhi government and the Aam Aadmi Party on the issue of control over services, sir. On the issue of control over services. Why this tearing hurry to bring in an ordinance within days to override the Supreme Court ruling? Why
That's
that
what I've
tearing
said.
hurry?
Let them go to the court tomorrow.
Where is the need for an ordinance, sir? Introduce a bill in Parliament. Introduce a bill in Parliament.
Let me get this clear. An ordinance elapses after 6 months.
Yes.
Within 6 months, BJP has to convert this into a law.
Yes.
Okay, what did the
But
Supreme Court did
ordinances
not
are
give a
used,
judgment
sir,
against BJP.
in
They said
cases-
land, police,
What was the great
and
urgency?
very other services, 3 other services are under central government. In every country, the capital is always under the government. Go to Washington, D.C., go to Paris,
So
go to London.
you can
It
cite
is
all those
always under
examples,
that.
but the Supreme Court of India
Yes.
says control of services should be with the democratically elected government of Delhi.
All India service officers serving transfers and postings, nothing more. And they said, this is the law you have. If you change the law, then fine. But as of now, this is the law that exists. Please go read Bar and
But
Bench.
sir, this
the
is
detailed
not what the
judgment
Supreme
about.
Court said. I refer to Bar and Bench and Live and Law regularly. I promise you, I've been a court reporter myself. But sir, this is not what the Supreme Court of India said. But
What did they
anyway,
say?
okay, chaliye, koi baat nahi. You're entitled to your opinion. Now, of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens when the ordinance has to be passed in both houses of Parliament. Of course, the argument there is
Easily
that,
to
you know,
get-
it's not difficult for the
can I make
BJP
one more correction?
to
Can I make
ramrod
one
a
more correction?
legislation through.
Can I make one
That's
more
what you do
correction,
because
please?
you don't allow debates and discussions in Parliament. That's what they accuse you of. Okay, very quickly, Coach.
Yeah, you boycotted the parliament on the Adani issue. When the Supreme Court panel gave a kind of a reading on the Adani issue, Rahul Gandhi is quiet. He has not mentioned Adani for the last 3 weeks. Why? Because Adani has flown out of the window now. Same with Rafale. Same happened with Rafale. Okay, Rahul Gandhi is a shoot and scoot policy. Now, will all these 19 political parties which went to the president and protested against Adani now apologize to the people of India, pay back the amount they took, the MPs took as a fees, sitting fees in the Lok Sabha, and all the privileges they allowed, because that entire thing was proven wrong in the Supreme Court. Okay, that is why Rahul Gandhi doesn't make any statement.
Okay.
Simple as that.
You know, there are many versions of this too.
Can I?
Yes.
Can
Okay,
I
very
make-
quickly,
can
sir.
make
Then I
one
need
more
to go back to
correction?
Mr. Meka.
There,
Okay.
there was a mention by somebody that the ND, I mean that YSRCP and Chandrababu Naidu's TDP left BJP. Well, TDP left long back, not now. Okay, and YSRCP has never been a part of NDA. Okay, but they always support the party in the parliament, like Biju Janata Dal does. I just want to make that correction to the person who mentioned it.
Okay, fine. Point taken. Shyam Prasad Meka, I want to go back to the issue of the ordinance because Ravi Srivastava says, Ravi Srivastava says that the Congress party will be committing a huge blunder if it were to decide not to support the Aam Aadmi Party on the specific issue of the centre's ordinance, because opposition parties are saying this is an assault on India's federal structure. Mr. Srivastava says today it's the Aam Aadmi Party, tomorrow it could be a Congress government in another state. And that is the reason why KCR and other leaders have also, Mamta Banerjee, have all come out in support of the Aam Aadmi Party. You will be making a mistake if you don't support the AAP on this issue. What would you say?
See, let me be again very clear. And I'm sure actually Ravi Srivastava also did not say exactly like what you quoted. What he is saying and I am saying is Congress party opposes this ordinance. That is clear. But we are not standing with Aam Aadmi Party at this point of time. That's the clarification or the non-stand that I'm coming out. That's what Ravi Srivastava tried to
Will the
explain.
Congress issue a statement, a formal statement saying that this ordinance is absolutely wrong and unjustified? Because they haven't done that so far.
We have all been speaking about it.
Sir-
did you hear any Congress
Sir,
leader
Mallikarjun
of,
Kharge has told Mr. Kejriwal, I will consult my state party leaders and then come back to you on this issue. Mr. Kejriwal had sought a meeting with Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi. He never got one on this issue.
Correct. So political leaders will meet on multiple points and multiple agendas. Okay, let's leave that. Did any Congress leader spoke in support of the ordinance? No, right? If we are against the ordinance, but this thing about this booth that is being created, the opposition unity and all that. For a minute, for the benefit of your users, let me tell you very clearly. What is this term called opposition? Where it comes from? It is nowhere. It is only there in the house, in the parliament, or in the assembly. What you have is a Congress party, a Trinamool Congress party, an NCP, a Shiv Sena. These are the parties. The news media, instead of naming these parties, trying to use a single term called opposition. What is the opposition? Where is
Okay,
the
opposition
Where is this
are the
term?
parties that are not in power at the center. Since we are getting into semantics, I may as well spell it out.
No.
You're not in power at the center, that's why
That is what
you are the
Mr. Modi
opposition.
wants. That is what Mr. Modi wants this to be. And Suresh Kochatil knows it. He mentioned about presidential type of election and all that. That's what is their agenda. India is a
Well, it suits
multi-party
them.
democracy.
It is true.
Yes, right. India is a multi-party democracy. India is a diverse country. It suits India this way, and we will fight for that idea.
Okay, so you will fight for the idea of India. Professor Monojit Mandal, very, very quickly, since I've completely run out of time. Shyam Prasad Maker says, why do we keep talking about opposition unity? Where is the need for opposition unity? So let me ask you this. Is there opposition unity or not? Do we need opposition unity or not? Are we going to see opposition unity against the BJP or not in the run-up to 2024? Now I'm all confused.
No, I can't certainly talk about Congress party, but Mamtadi has been actively engaged in finding some kind of platform of the opposition leaders. If the Congress joins, it's fine. Otherwise, Congress will have its own say. We are absolutely clear that the parties who are genuinely trying to fight and defeat BJP in 2024 will have some common minimum program, common minimum agenda to save the nation, to save the country from imminent disaster. If by miracle, I repeat, by miracle, BJP comes to power in 2024. You will talk about 2019 election.
By miracle,
It was
okay.
absolutely based on Balakot and Pulwama. That was the principal narrative that BJP somehow could plan. And this is not going to happen this time around. At least it's not going to happen in 2024.
Okay.
So the opposition
Now you are looking into your crystal
clear
ball.
narrative about saving the nation, saving the democratic quality of India.
Okay, so I think that is one thing that I hope I will not be berated for referring to you as opposition parties, but that's one thing that all of you are sort of in agreement on, that we want to fight for the idea of India. However, as to whether the BJP will need a miracle to come back to power in 2024, the opposition will need a miracle to oust the BJP from power. I guess we will know only once all the votes have been counted in 2024. Until then, I guess it is an occupational hazard for us journalists. Therefore, we will continue to ask questions of all sides, including this fundamental question: does opposition unity in this country continue to be a mirage? On that note, a big thank you to all my guests for joining us, and thanks to the viewers for watching.